Hello and welcome to episode 36 of the Tech Team Podcast, where Black excellence and tech meet. I'm Janita.
I'm C. Jones.
Oh, Ricks. And welcome to Tech Team.
Yes.
Like, share, subscribe.
Hey,
Like,
there it
share,
is.
subscribe.
Please. Do all the things.
I was like, wait, what am I saying?
Listen, it's
Oh, there we
okay.
go.
We were yapping beforehand. So
I played golf this
It's all
morning
good.
too, so my mind is just...
it's mushy right now. I feel it. How's the March mood going? You know, I'm liking the feeling of some sun finally.
weather.
Yeah,
It's
been
beautiful.
Great. Yeah, loving it out there. That's
Golf
75 degrees
Mhm.
outside. So yeah,
Yeah.
It's been
getting that vitamin
good.
D.
Yes.
Yes. I love it. I love
Need
it
it.
outside. So I'm a country boy. So
I
I'm
feel it.
always outside.
You're
when
a
I
city
can be.
boy, man. You live in a whole high
I'm
rise.
technically now a city boy. I grew up as a country boy. So can I be like a hybrid? You know, I love
little
being a
bit of both.
hybrid. I love being a hybrid.
A little bit of both.
I'm a little bit of both.
Mhm.
I still
Okay.
like my outside, but you're right. I'm a
Mhm.
city guy now.
I feel
wouldn't
it.
I wouldn't live in the country anymore.
Oh no, no.
Yeah,
No.
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 On the lake, maybe.
No.
With a golf course.
I
Oh,
feel
can't live on
like
a golf course.
You underestimate how slow life would be.
I know.
You wouldn't live in the country?
I would.
Oh, you
I
would.
would.
No, he's saying
I
he
want-
would,
yeah,
but
I
that's
want-
why I'm like,
yeah, I want.
I feel like
You want the privacy, the space, the pool, the
Yeah.
yard. Just come out there to me. I'm gonna go to Costco
there's
and
just no one
Yeah.
and nothing.
me and my
Yeah.
guns. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, so this is my problem, and then we'll get
This is
into
not
it.
the topic
I know
today.
this is
Let's
not our
just-
topic for today. But this is my problem whenever I go back. It's never I enjoy the privacy.
Yeah.
I enjoy the solitude. What I can't ever get over is the lack of restaurants to
That's
go
my
to.
problem.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
I
my
mean. It's
problem.
like I
Yeah.
don't need all the other stuff that come, but I need a solid
Yeah.
rotate. If I
Yeah.
can only go to one place and it's mid, I'm frustrated.
Yeah, I done got food poisoning a couple places in Henderson, so I can't go to those anymore ever. I'm
Yeah,
like one of those. If I get food poisoning once, I'll never eat there again.
And
I
the
don't care how
reality
good it
is, you
was.
probably knocked out like 50% of the restaurants you want to go to
Mhm.
begin with. You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
more of that, where it's like,
They got accessibility. I get ease of access. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
a perk. Yeah,
that
first world problems.
stores, it really is. I mean, but that's what I'm
You keep
saying.
this. That's the last third episode you just said.
Well, no.
first world
Because
problems.
technically, you can live in the country and have first world problems
That's
too.
true.
It's just more of pace of life. I'm saying like the slowdown is
real.
it's a real slowdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anywho, you know who else doesn't like to go outside? These kids. I tried to take my daughter outside, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm good on that. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, I don't care."
Like,
Some of these
And
kids,
so,
man.
listen,
Well, let's
Oh,
talk
these
about it.
kids, but you know,
Yeah.
we've often had conversations about the what ifs of
Mhm.
technology and how we think it might shape kids. And so today, because it's so prevalent right now,
Mhm.
so recently there was a federal trial around just the use of social media, how addicting it can be.
Yep.
And I don't know if one of you guys want to get into the details or if you want me to continue. I can. but-
So Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO and creator of Facebook, he recently went on trial to testify in the landmark tech addiction trial centered on a now 20-year-old woman who began using YouTube at 6 and Instagram at 9. So, giving these phones or tablets to the kids. But the case is arguing how addictive these platforms can be and what the companies are actually targeting. They're targeting them to be, they want teens and kids online, right? You have the ads, all the different companies that are marketing through social media. So now it's becoming a real thing 10, 15 years later. So
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I know outside of the case, I know different states, I think I've counted 16 or 17 states now have laws where kids under a certain age, 13, 16, whatever they decide, can't use social media at all.
Mm.
So it's becoming a wide thing that people are like, the lawmakers are deciding for us and as parents
Yeah.
and that students or minors can't use social media because it's so addictive.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
one of those people who I was hoping TikTok actually got banned from the US.
Really?
Having a young son, and I do limit his screen time on his phones and things like that during the school week, but it doesn't even have his phone during the week. But
Oh, wow.
I can see, I've seen so many kids they just swipe all day, and it's like, you talking about going outside. These kids we used to sneak outside. They sneak inside.
I loved being outside.
Yeah.
growing up.
Listen,
I hated being
I
inside.
hated being inside. That was the
Oh, God.
worst. Inside meant
Yeah.
boredom. Outside
Yeah.
meant
But-
infinite possibilities.
And freedom.
Yes.
And so these companies, they realize that they want you to be. Well, we used to read books. We could live 1,000 lives reading books, but
Yeah.
just having access to your phone, you could live 1,000,000 lives in a matter of seconds,
Right.
right? So it's very catchy, right? It's you're up late scrolling, or you're up early scrolling. I caught my son. Again, he's going to see this episode at some point. I went through his browsing history. Just something just told me, God told me to go through his browsing history.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And
What you see?
I won't go to what I saw, but no, it was the timestamps. He was up 11, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. He was getting up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. He was just standing all the way till it was time to go to school. I didn't realize that.
I don't
That's
think
crazy.
parents think about it to that level. I'm sorry, I'm not a parent.
He's waking up
but
middle of the
like
night.
looking at the timestamp, I
Yep.
never thought to look at the timestamp of the
Yeah.
browser history to see
Yeah.
how active they are when they are active.
So the only thing for us is we have a time restriction on her use on her iPad because, of course, my daughter's not old enough to have her own personal devices in that way. But while we don't have necessarily the specific time stamps like that, or we don't check that, which now you're making me think just for future reference, but she knows her iPad is accessible from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. And at 7 a.m., she is like, what time is it? Can I get my iPad? Like the moment, the moment it is released, sometimes at like 6:58, she'll be like, well, let me get it and set it up. And, you know, because she's just primed, ready to have it. And so it's very interesting. Their dependency at times.
Yeah.
But then what I do appreciate is sometimes her craving to get off. And what's interesting in reading this, so just to add like a little bit of humanity behind this, right, is even hearing YouTube at 6, I'm a little curious to what capacity, because of course, like, this woman is now 20, so this was a little bit ago, but Bri definitely has had access to YouTube probably when she was like 4.
Right.
But now the ability to select and watch what she wanted to may have been maybe around the 5, 6. But what's interesting, right, is of course kids don't understand fully what persuasion, metrics, social comparison is, right? And so while you don't necessarily have that, at least in that YouTube context, I think, you know, at that time, outside of maybe persuasion to buy toys or play with toys or whatever was on YouTube at that time, the biggest thing here is Instagram at age 9.
Yeah.
Like a platform that's actually built around validation and appearance, right? And what that can do. And so if the usage did escalate over time, kind of how you said, right? The hours that they're on it daily is crazy. It interrupts sleep, which can alter moods, different things like that, compulsive checking. And so the lawsuit actually connects that pattern specifically to anxiety, depression, body image issues, and self-harm ideation.
But we had social media, right? We had Black Planet, we had AOL, we were able to chat. We had MySpace, right? But what makes it so addicting today?
Because we didn't have it, then had it. They always had it. So we grew up without it, and it came to us. They grew up with it their whole life. Is what I'm saying.
And to be fair, it changed. When we were on socials, I didn't look at socials as anything comparison. I was addicted, but it was more in like the sense of, oh, I want to, because remember we talked about this some episodes ago. MySpace, when we first joined, was dang near light coding. You know what I mean?
It was
So
fun.
it was more of a project. Oh, I want to figure out how to get my screen to do the thing that I saw somebody else did, or I want this banner. I need my music.
And most people
Let me adjust my top 8. Right. And it was more of like this thing where it was like a creative project versus comparison. And I don't think we even had that because Instagram wasn't even available for me until out of college.
Right.
So we're talking a time where all those really informative and times where you may second guess yourself a bit more, not to say it didn't exist when I was 20. I didn't have it then, you know?
Yeah.
We were still
right.
on
And there's so
camera.
many of them. We had Black Planet, MySpace. There's dozens of apps and social media, like different platforms, right, that you can use. There's stuff I never even heard of that they out there using. Video games and all. Like there's so many ways, so many different ways they are looking at a screen than we didn't have to. We chose to look at a screen. They act like they can't live without it.
You're right. They grow up without being connected to people, right? I think even I remember when Facebook first came out, we were in college and we were one of the first schools up there, like the first 15 schools on there. And leaving class, going back to your room to get on Facebook, but it was still very limited, right? It was still to help us to connect to people, but we had more oversight in ourselves to say, well, we had responsibilities, we still had classes, we still had to go to the gym, we still had to go, go upstairs to your dorm, my homeboy's dorm room, something like this, hang out. They get connected so early with that piece, and it's like I don't know, it's just weird. It's just weird.
I saw a stat for that. It was 95% of teens use YouTube every single day. and 67% use TikTok every single day, and they all average about 4 to 5 hours per day on social media together. So you talking about 5
Yeah.
hours out your day?
You know what's funny?
You on
Yeah.
social
I
media?
saw so many people on fasting from Lent, but they're fasting from electronics and they're fasting from social media.
Got to.
Not foods, not alcohol, not weed. They're
Yep.
fasting from social media. It's a real drug. So
It is.
It is.
But to that point, you know, Zuckerberg, he's arguing his defense is it's a personal responsibility for you to get off your phone, right? You're not talking to people every day. You can literally just cut it off, you know. So you're choosing to be on these platforms. That's his defense, right?
And the parents, I mean,
well,
don't parents allow it? Like you said, you got a timer.
Yeah.
So
that was part of the
at home. It don't
Yep.
start. Mark Zuckerberg ain't got nothing to do with you doing in your house.
The biggest thing though that did stick out to me, so is a bit of the difference between the parenting ages too, right? So if we're talking about somebody who was 20 that started at 6, we'll just say their parents have to be 50, maybe 50 plus at this point if we're thinking that they had, even if they
40.
had her, I mean at 20?
Yeah, they had
I'm
him at
just
20.
saying, like-
Had him at 20.
Yeah.
Did they?
I'm
I
not
don't
saying
know.
that's
I don't
not
know.
out of the
Yeah.
realm of possibilities.
well,
yeah.
for
I
my
was saying 50, I was saying
story
40.
of what I'm
They
about
our
to
age,
say,
they 40.
I got you. So more of what I'm thinking just is like, let's say they had them at 28. We'll split the baby somewhere. It is more to say like, technically their parents would then be Gen X. And so what's interesting is a Gen X parent would have no way to know that giving them their kid access to YouTube at 6 and Instagram at 9 would result in what it's resulted in. And the reason why I say that is because I recently went and spoke at Westlake High School. Shout out to the B Club. It was a beautiful organization that my homegirl Akila put together. And it is basically meant for young Black girls at Westlake to get together, to talk, to commune. And it's just, one, it was a beautiful thing. But what it opened my eyes to was my thoughts of how social media must impact these kids was this. But now, with kids that I know for sure their parents are millennials, they don't view social media in any way like this. I was asking them about it because we were talking about self-love, you know, coming off of February, just having a chat. And I asked them, because I was about to make some of the assumptions that we've made up here. And I asked them, like, you know, are you guys influenced by social media? And they were like, no, it's fake. Like, people only put the things that they want you to see. People don't tell the truth. They exaggerate, blah, blah, blah. The only thing that I got them on when I was like, oh, so y'all don't care? I said, so if everybody posted something today and nobody liked it, nobody commented, how would you feel? And they were like, well, I would feel something, but it's not because I care about what a bunch of people I don't know think. It's the fact that I understand this is my actual connection point to my friends and family. So if my friends and family can't like it, then I'll be in my feelings. But none of them cared to be influencers. None of them cared to be content creators. Like, and it was a very eye-opening thing that even in this space, I do think, and it gave me a little hope, basically, that because we know better, and that's our view collectively, is it's our responsibility to take that thing away. You know, it's our responsibility to be in their business and be like, what time are you searching, you know? So, I don't know. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I even say, too, I think a lot of times people tell me, you know, let kids be kids. And I think that's just I get it. I'm 50-50 on that one. Let kids be kids, but you have to guide kids too. I ask my son questions to see if he can make decisions and be accountable for his own choices. But also too, I'm pushing him down a certain lane too. Like there's too much in this world to do, and a child's mind is limited to what they actually know about. So why would I let him just go down this ridiculous path of just saying, okay, well, I can let him be on this iPad all day. He's going to get straight A's. He's going to be a great athlete, knowing that that's not the case.
Right.
Yeah. So he's going to be too tired. He doesn't want to even go outside. Doesn't want to go train because that's too hard. Using my fingers is easy. What I will say, I think a lot of these kids are going to have arthritis in their fingers and their thumbs after a while because they're starting so young. But I do think it's bad parenting, and you guys can come after me. It's bad parenting to let your child make decisions that they don't know anything about.
Right.
I'm going to call CPS, Child Protective Services, on you.
I don't know if I go that far, but
Yeah.
I definitely think it's a bit much to have, just let your kids have free reign on things and
Yeah.
trust them. Because the thing is, right, which is half of the reason why I think that they like the whole architecture of engagement, while Zuckerberg can say it wasn't designed that way, our phones are designed
Yeah.
to attract our attention.
It's
Like the
engagement.
light behind it
Yeah.
alone. So the source is meant to keep us glued to it, similar to TVs. That's why before even phones, people would sit in front of their TV, sit in front of gaming systems, because the art, like it's literally meant to distract, keep us awake, keep us attentive. And so it's just interesting to say, then I'm okay with my kid having free reign on something, and you're like, well, they are innocent. They are, but the algorithm will then show them something eventually that piques their curiosity because it's something they don't know.
Yeah.
And then once they sit there and watch that video to the end,
Mm-hmm.
it tells the algorithm, let's send them more.
Yeah.
And that's when things start to get off the rails. Because again, your kids don't know what they don't know.
But that's why TikTok and these other, and your YouTube shorts, everything has gotten shorter. So you're just swiping every 5 seconds. Now, you might see something, if it doesn't catch your attention that first 2 or 3 seconds, you're swiping. You're just swiping to find something. What catches your attention? So I know, again, that we all have our algorithms and things that make us, I know you looked at a picture earlier, like, oh,
Yeah.
and he just stopped and froze and he's excited, right? So we all do that. Without knowing whether we're just driving around seeing something catches our attention. But you're right, they have figured out a way to trap us in this digital world, in this digital space.
I mean, they got billions of dollars to do market research to figure it out. That's why. I mean, this is the first, they call them first algorithm raised generation. And the likes and followers are emotional currency for them. And so they are just like addicted to this because they just been handed an iPad when they could barely even speak and talk, because some parents are like, here, take this iPad so I don't have to like deal with, all the other craziness. I'm trying to work, I'm trying to cook, I'm trying to clean. Here's this iPad. And it's just like a second thought of, I gave my kid this iPad at 2, 3 years old, and now they're addicted to it at 9, 10 years old. And I'm trying to take it away from them at 13, 14.
Oh,
and now they got social anxiety at 15, 16. Like they all compound. All this compounds over time, and it's affecting our kids.
But it's affecting the school systems too. I don't know. It's not Cobb County. It's another one here in Georgia where they're restricting phones in the elementary school. Like they can't have them at all.
Good.
I mean, they shouldn't.
Right.
Good.
And I shout out to Josiah's mother, but I did not agree with her giving him a phone. I think it was like second grade. I'm like, why? Like it's like giving you a Game Boy, but it's not a Game Boy.
Right.
Your Game Boy dies at some point, right? You can have the batteries, or you can't play it in certain, like maybe a Game Gear, I don't know. But
it's like
it's not a phone to them. It's a game and it's a tool. They're up there playing whatever. I mean, he does play chess. He plays other activities. He's on Duolingo. So there's certain aspects of it I do like, but outside of that, I know, again, he has access to so much. He's just, again, swiping. So I'm like, I want him to get a phone like I did. 16, 10th grade, call it a day.
Yeah.
Listen, I told Bragg, she's asked me a million times when she could get a phone because her best friend has one. And I was like, hey, I ain't your best friend's mama. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you don't have to pay for your phone like I had to pay for mine. So whenever you can consistently pay the bill, that's when you can get a phone. And now I understand climates change, some things change, but then even if I were to give her a phone, I think there are so many tools that can just lock that thing up in a way where it's like, yeah, fine, you can have a phone. And it only calls. You can't download a single app because it's under my account. I have to approve it, So I do think there's a way to possibly combat that like fear of disconnection with your child. And
there are tools that, from a cyber perspective, we always promote. There are tools where you can mirror your child's phone so you can monitor them, right? So they don't, I mean, it's a privacy thing, but they're your kids. So
they don't have privacy.
Because y'all are parents. I'm like, oh no.
What is that?
Until you get a job and pay some bills.
You only get privacy to pee and shit.
So
that
you
is
can
it.
download an app. If you give them a phone, you can download an app where you can literally see what they're doing on their phone at all times. And then there are other tools, like you said, to track and monitor, and they'll send you emails of your kid was on Facebook for 6 hours last week. You know what I mean? So there are ways to, prevent this, or at least monitor it better than just letting them do it. But you brought up a good point. What is a good age that you feel you would give your child a phone?
I mean, realistically, I might do it like, I feel like I want to at least get her through elementary school before it's
Yeah.
like, okay, you want to go to a game with your friend or stay, you have
Yep.
practice after school. I need to know when it's done. There are some more logistical things that I think it's just a little different that
Right.
I would have to likely
Mhm.
cave before I wanted to. But that doesn't mean, right, that the phone just has unfiltered access.
Mhm.
What I can tell you is she's not having social media.
Okay.
Like,
So you'll give her the
to
phone, but
me,
no social media first. That'll be
to
it.
me,
Okay.
there's no benefit from that. There's nothing good that can come from it. And even if it's I got teased because I don't have it, then it
Mhm.
seems like these aren't the right people for you.
Mhm.
Because for me, so actually, it's one of the things that came up for me when it comes to like the science, like and what research kind of tells you.
Yeah.
And so I think it would have to be something where like basically, right, heavy use is directly associated with increased anxiety, depression, sleep disturbance, like we talked about. But what I thought was interesting was like active communication and creative expression
Mhm.
actually show more neutral and positive outcomes.
Mm.
So even if it were to be like no socials, it might not be until later. And then it would be one of those like, it's going to be a very finite window so
Yeah.
you can communicate, so you can be social with your friends in a way that makes sense, so you can receive the memes, because I know that that's a love language for
Yeah.
newer generations of like, okay, that's how you get wherever you need to get off. But it cannot, and if she is a creative and wants to showcase something, fine,
Yeah.
but we can't use it just to satiate some sort
Mm.
of, well, she has a boyfriend. Like once it starts
Mhm.
branching into these comparison
Yeah.
games, then it'll just be taken away.
I think that's where we can mitigate the risk, putting these guardrails up, right? Like you say,
Mhm.
okay, well, it's a evolution. Okay, now you have a phone, but you can't have social media. Well, now you have social media, but you can't be on there all day. Like,
Right.
let's keep putting these guardrails on our children so that they can at least have the experience, not get picked on in school, feel like they're
Right.
part of the crew, but they don't have unlimited access
And I
to
feel like it should
everything.
be a reward. So to me, everything
I
is
like
like a
that.
reward
Yeah.
system,
Yeah,
right?
it
So it's
is.
like, hey, you can have your phone once everything is done for the day. And then the other stipulation is you need to maintain this GPA.
Them
You need to
grades.
Yeah.
maintain this.
Mhm.
You can't quit your activities. You have to stay for extra practice. Anything that we're investing in you,
Yeah.
you need to invest
Yeah.
in. And then with whatever time, which probably by then I've worn her down to the last
Yeah.
little eye rolling, when you're like dozing and you can't even help yourself. And that's fine. And kind of similar to how I have her now. The week we don't play that.
Yeah.
During the week it's
mine.
nothing,
None of that.
but it's
Okay.
more on the weekends you get to relax, because I
Yeah.
do think it's a little like crazy to have no rest at all. But yeah, no, we don't do any of that during the
Yeah,
week.
I support the video games. Again, his phone is gone during the week, and that's probably going to be we go to high school next year. I'll probably take it throughout his ninth grade year too. Again, because he's going to a very intensive program. So right now he goes to school, he goes to track practice, so he gets home late. You don't have time for it anyway. So I'm
Right.
actually doing you a favor, but I do think it's a responsibility on the parents, responsibility on the kid, even though they're learning responsibility as they get older. But what's I going at this point? I lost my point. Sorry.
The phones, creativity,
Yeah.
limiting exposure,
'Cause you said once
reward
you get in high school,
systems.
Yeah. But
do you
ultimately,
limit the video games? I thought about
Oh,
asking
yeah,
that.
you
but
said
again,
you
limit
were
that?
okay with
he
video
does it on his
games.
phone. He doesn't go to his Xbox. He has an Xbox. He doesn't
Okay.
play with it.
Okay.
Because again,
Interesting.
yeah, he never got into the Fortnite unless he's at his cousin's house. They'll play together on it, but he doesn't play at home by himself.
Okay. So you don't have that issue with limiting video game time.
I'd rather him do that, honestly.
Why?
That's even whew,
No,
now you're exposing them to anybody in the world that they can play games
yeah,
with and
but
all
certain
that.
games are still like the reaction time. Certain things is like it's moving your eyes. It's reaction time. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So if he was playing a sport like football, it still helps with that. He can still go outside and do things. But
That's true.
again, because I grew up playing video games, I stopped in college though. Like, and I was talking about this morning where I had friends. I wanted to be. It's about being different.
Yeah.
So again, it's the
Yeah.
rest of the world than you.
Yep.
So we had friends. I had friends. I would go to class, come to my dorm, and they would play Madden or NBA Live all day. They
All
wouldn't
day.
leave their rooms, anything. So I was outside being in clubs, meeting people. Everybody thought I was upperclassman because I showed my face so much. Like, and it was like I had all these guys, and they sat in their dorms, and that's all they did every single day. I'm like, honestly, that shit was lame to me.
Yeah.
So imagine how many people are going to college now and just playing on their games and their phones and not stepping outside their dorm,
Yeah.
not meeting people. They don't know how to. So it's the lack of social skills that they never got at home or in school.
But I wonder, I mean, not to say that it won't exist, because again, I kind of have hope since this next generation will be raised by people who understand the impacts. Like we've been able to see what happens when you do that at a certain age that wasn't afforded the generation before us. But I still wonder, like, who's he socializing with? If everybody else is in the house.
So that's,
you know what I mean? Like, that's the scariest part is like,
yeah.
okay, now I've made you different, but you don't even have anybody to be out there. Like, now it's a different type of thing because everybody socializes, again, through memes, through social media, that, like, everybody's in a room looking down on their phones, you know?
Even a kid's birthday party, when they go to the birthday party, they all get in a corner or a circle and they pull out their phones.
Well, thankfully, we're too young still. Thank God.
Oh, man.
Thank God only one person has a phone, and the kids are still wanting to play more than being on.
You have to be around other like-minded parents too.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Because if one kid has their phone, this kid has their phone, yours is sitting there, it's like, again, you feel kind of bad, but it's like, yeah, he gonna look back one day, he gonna thank me. He won't remember these times. He might say my dad was hard on me, but he appreciate who he was or who I was with him at that. You know, for saving him from just that distraction, that mental health that he's gonna create for himself.
For sure. Too much. So, do y'all think the age restriction should be stricter?
Yes.
On the apps themselves?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Facebook never should open it up to younger people than college. You got to be in college to be on Facebook. It never should open up to just the rest of the world.
I agree.
And I think the rest of the platforms, again, like I said, it became about money. They see us as dollar signs.
Yep.
That's all we are. We are currency.
Oh,
people as currency. So
I wonder how they could do that though.
You can't, and that's the challenge, right?
Upload your ID.
That is.
Oh,
yeah.
That'd be good.
That's what we do on face to face. So yes, you have to upload your ID to prove yourself. Man. A lot of companies offer that service. But yeah, unless they do that, because then people are like, I don't want to give my ID to Facebook. But it's very hard.
They got everything
enforce.
already.
It's very hard to enforce because you're like, I can ask the question, are you 14? Or I can say, put in your birthday. I can put in any date.
Make it paid. Parents gonna pay for all your social media. Your kids' social media.
That'd be good.
That's a way to do it.
That would be great.
Yeah.
So
actually, I'd be down for that. Make everybody pay. Just kill the whole thing.
I just know that all social media isn't ranked the same. Like there's stuff out there they actually learn. Like you said, they actually learn it sometimes.
But that's not social media though.
I learned from Facebook and Instagram and I'm saying me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was about to say,
how to be a better man, how to get closer to God. Yes, scriptures. I learned a lot of, bro, what kind of, my algorithm be teaching me. So
I've learned AI agents.
I just go to just look at y'all. That's how I was thinking to a lot of people.
Mine is heavy on professional development, self-development. Yeah.
I'd rather pick up a book, but I'm still old school.
No, see, I'd rather
you do audiobooks, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'd rather read. Is it something about you're tied to your screen all day?
Yeah, that's
I don't want that. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that for you.
That's fair.
Damn. You make me get better as a man through social media.
I hate that you have to look at the screen to get that.
I don't have to. I choose to.
Exactly. I hate that for you.
God.
So yeah, hopefully, we won't be in court in 10 more years.
I keep saying, I'm going to stick to this. I don't know if it's going to be Gen, Alpha, or Beta. Their kids are gonna hate social media. They're gonna hate technology. They're just gonna look at everything that's happening now through their life and they're like, I don't want to be on this. Get me away from social media. Get me off of all the platforms. That's my vision.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even think it's that far away.
Oh, wow.
Because that's what I'm saying. Going to that high school, I had all the assumptions going in there about, okay, let me make sure I tell them there's so much life outside of social media. And something in my spirit said, why don't you ask them instead of assuming? And they were like, no, like I have 100 people who follow me and I'm fine because I know them all. Like, it's weird. Like, they view it as it's weird that people are getting happy about bots or people who they don't know. Like, and at first I was like, all right, y'all capping.
That's what I'm thinking. When you told me, I was like, they capping.
No, that's what I thought too. But then as they kept going, I was like, oh.
They for real.
And I had to remember, they don't owe me, like, I'm not their mom. Like, if anybody.
Well, I'm not you.
I could definitely tell you the truth. So it was. So I actually think it might be because I think no one really looks like to Gen Z and is like, these are going to be upstanding. Sorry, y'all. I know there are good ones out there. We love you. But everybody's like, that just seems to be the generation that definitely is tied to head down, fingers going, less talking, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know that I don't know that that's going to be something they potentially aspire to. Now, who knows? Gen Z could blow my mind one day.
Now, y'all see what's been happening in Atlanta when them kids ain't on their phones recently. They take over places. They took over Atlantic Station. They just took over the Battery.
They
took over Cumberland Mall. They took over the Beltline yesterday.
Yeah, they tried to do that too, yeah.
Yo, these kids are in the hundreds out there. So we asked them to be outside.
They have socials.
No. We asked them to be outside, just not doing stupid stuff.
But they're not doing stupid stuff.
They were doing stupid stuff.
Some.
Yes,
Let's
they
not
were
say
getting
all.
arrested. They were getting arrested.
Let's not say all, though. Some are doing stupid stuff. Some are just coming and gathering with their friends.
But to be
in
fair,
a crowd. And there's a lot of crowds of friends gathering at the same location.
I ain't gonna lie, though. This, maybe it didn't happen where y'all were from.
Yeah.
But this has been, like, the mall hangout.
Yeah.
A bunch of teens being in the mall. Then eventually something happens in the mall. The only thing that I think is a little different, at least from my experience, is the kids now are doing a lot more drugs than we were.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. Like, a bunch of kids are also gathering to smoke weed, which doesn't lead to the best decisions after that, where we were just really trying to be outside because there was nothing else to do.
They have police at events for a reason.
And they like doing stupid shit on camera.
Yes.
That's the other problem. They want to do something stupid to post it on social media.
Yeah.
So that's the other risk that comes out of that. The like back end risk that they're doing stupid stuff because they like the likes and the engagement on social media they're getting from doing stupid stuff and recording it and putting it on TV.
It's just a different thing for sure. Because people were still doing stupid stuff, but it was like for the people who saw it. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they could get the attention of the immediate people.
Yeah, right.
So that's, I guess, to me, where I'm like, it to me is no different. It's just unfortunate that it's probably 10 times the amount of people because of socials and because now you can spread the word a bit more than you could before. But I don't know. Overall, maybe we can wrap it with, do you think the real answer to this is digital literacy or parental oversight?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think it's both.
Okay.
Yeah,
a little bit down the middle. Yeah.
Yep. I think like y'all as parents and me as a future parent gotta own our household and what our kids are doing and take control of it and not let them just do whatever they want because you don't have time. I do also think that these social media platforms are putting a lot of effort into getting more engagement, into getting more views, into getting younger viewers so that they can get more ad revenue so that they can make more money. So it's on both ends.
Yeah, I look at myself growing up, right? And I put so much effort and time into studying, trying to get to the next level, whether it was getting to college, getting to the master's, being great at my profession. I only can imagine if I had so much more distraction back then, where would I be now? Mm-hmm. So that's my concern for my children and my nieces and everyone. So
1000%. For me, just because I feel like it's my responsibility. So I actually lean into it's parental oversight. And as that oversight, I need to have digital literacy so I can teach her. And oftentimes I'm reminded that by saying, like, even sometimes I'll be in a little bit of a scroll because I've had a long day at work that I haven't had my phone. So for me, I'm like, this is my release. But then literally, she doesn't have a real phone. She'll have a fake phone. And sometimes she'll pick it up and curl up on the phone next to me and like pull up one of the fake, things that's on that phone. And I'm immediately like, put your phone down because she's just mimicking what she sees. And so it's that type of thing that's a direct like mirror of it's on me, not on anything else.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point. Great point.
So yeah.
So parents, limit your kids on the phone. Monitor what they're doing on their phone. Yeah. There are tools for that. You can do it manually if you want to look at their phone.
Or just don't buy them one.
Oh.
That too. Just don't do it. Stay away.
Go back to the rotary phone and then let them motherfucker.
Right.
I
give them
actually have an app idea for that. We'll talk about that offline.
All right.
We'll see y'all next week.
All right. See you guys. Bye.